Welcome back to the Space Gulag, otherwise known as your favorite hangout place of PPSW. Today we're back with another Star Wars theory. Kind of like yesterday's Star Wars theory, it's not going to really focus on a whole lot of individual characters. Rather, it's going to focus on an era of time that's going to be changed. What if Mandalore joined the Republic? Now, if you guys don't know, they weren't in the Republic during the Clone Wars, and it also plays into the fact why they got glassed after the Empire came to power that you see in the flashback during the Book of Boba Fett. So, this is something that I think would change a large scope of history on a planet that people really like a lot. So before we go any further, if you do like the content that I produce, leave a like down below and subscribe if you want a chance to win a free lightsaber when we hit 10k. Also subscribe to Concordia Jedi. Amazing voice actor, did a great job on our Maul versus Vader video that we did the other day, so take a look at that if you haven't seen it. Anyways, today we're looking at the incredibly intricate details of politics in Star Wars. I'm being sarcastic, but for those of you that hate the Phantom Menace for its politics, which, you know, this video might be too complicated, I'm being sarcastic. What if Duchess Satine decided that her planet would be best suited being a part of the Republic? As we know, Satine was unfavorable towards the Republic war effort and believed that her planet was better being neutral. Of course, she was the leader of the neutral systems coalition, and what happens if she takes Mandalore in the direction of being a part of the Republic? So we're going to be starting right before the Clone Wars, but after the Phantom Menace. Satine has joined the Republic, and the Republic has accepted Mandalore and has unified this planet with the Senate, so she actually has a place in the Senate at Coruscant. So this doesn't greatly affect Mandalore until the rise of the Death Watch. So Death Watch would struggle because of a clone outpost that would be obviously placed on the planet. Now, this means that Separatists could also invade the planet, and also means that they could also glass the planet like the Empire did. But we're not going there. I don't think the Separatists would do that to Mandalore. I think the Death Watch would rise, and that the Separatists would probably back Death Watch a little bit more than they did in canon, where it would actually be like they would have, you know, super battle clankers and B-1 clankers hitting the floor going after them, but you would have Obi-Wan Kenobi and even probably Anakin showing up to assist Satine, and the garrison of clone troopers would probably put away the Death Watch, plus putting away the droids. Now, in this scenario, though, I think one key thing happens. I think Pre Vizsla tries to best Kenobi in combat, and Kenobi beats Pre Vizsla, and that means Kenobi becomes the rightful, like, ruler of Mandalore, which I think would be really cool. So this would be Kenobi being the first Jedi to hold the blade since Vizsla, the first one. I can't remember the first one's name, but the first one. But also being a Jedi. Since the beginning of the Clone Wars, the Republic has been working close with Mandalore to create Beskar armor for the clone army. But with the death of Bo-Katan, Satine is conflicted, but she decides that Mandalore would work closely with the Republic in building Beskar armor for the clone army. Mandalore would continue until the rise of Maul, but Maul would never pick a fight with Mandalore, because Death Watch would never rescue him. Death Watch would be dead, Pre Vizsla would be gone, and any hope of ever restoring, in quotations, Mandalore to its warrior past would be over and done with. Chances are, though, that Maul and Savage continue to live in secret, and they end up paying the price for being defiant to Palpatine. By the end of the Clone Wars, the Clone Trooper Phase Armor 2, that was built with Beskar, these clones would crush through droid armies. I mean, they would tear through clone armies. And Palpatine wouldn't have as many emergency powers because of the Republic's effectiveness in the Clone Wars, which wasn't a part of Palpatine's plan, but the Beskar would come in handy soon. Revenge of the Sith would play out relatively similarly, as it did in canon, but as 66 happens, the Jedi wouldn't be able to stand a chance against the clones because of the Beskar. The clones would literally crush the Jedi with minimal casualties. And though Satine being a part of the Republic and being alive, she has the ability to make change. That means she could decide that she didn't want a clone outpost on her planet, and it's possible that she would even leave the Republic or the newly formed Empire. But it also does mean one new thing. It means that Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker could change locations to Mandalore, because Satine would obviously keep him safe, keep him under wraps, keep him, you know, hidden, but it's also very possible that instead of Luke growing up with his uncle and aunt, it means that Luke would be trained from childhood, which means that a lot of the seeds of the rebellion would probably flow through Mandalore, as they did with Alderaan. They would probably flow through Mandalore, and with Kenobi being present on Mandalore, he could stop any assassination attempt on Satine. Say, if she was defiant against the Empire might try to replace her, but since Kenobi was there, he could probably stop those attempts. The Empire also wouldn't glass Mandalore. They couldn't. They were part of the Empire. I mean, of course, they could do what was shown briefly in Battlefront 2, where, you know, they were glassing their own planet and, you know, creating a, I forget what the project's called, but basically, like, bombing the hell out of one of their planets. They could obviously do that, but it's possible they couldn't, you know, because that was after the Empire had fallen. I'm talking about a time in which the Empire is just growing and they need all their planets to be with them. Luke, at this point, because he was taught from childhood how to wield a lightsaber, could literally defeat Vader on the first Death Star. It's even possible to kill the Emperor, but that's beyond the realm of the story. The changes here aren't as focused as they are in normal theories. They're more so a grand concept of what could change if Mandalore just made a simple decision to join or stay. But this video is meant to be rather short, and it's meant to highlight everything changing and how just literally one thing in Star Wars' canon could be drastically affected if one thing is changed. And I think that's what would be really cool about what if Mandalore joined the Republic. I think that Mandalore would have had an easier time with not being glassed, and that Satine would have actually led Mandalore into a more prominent place in the galaxy. And though, even if she stayed alive in canon, I think that Mandalore wouldn't have gotten glassed. I think, regardless of any situation, Satine would have done a really good job of keeping Mandalore pivotal in the Republic or in the Empire without being a target. And I think that goes into where Obi-Wan would go if he were to survive Order 66 and survive Anakin, is he would go to Mandalore with Luke, because not only would no one expect him to go there, it would just be a neutral system. It'd be a system that no one would go to. Or in this idea, or this theory, it'd be an imperial system. So it's not like a backwater world like Tatooine where Luke's relatives could be, but it's a prominent system in the Empire that, you know, Vader wouldn't really be looking for. He wouldn't be going to Mandalore. So it's possible that happens. It's also possible that Vader could go to Mandalore to try and use Satine to bring Obi-Wan out. That's also very possible as well. But tell me what you thought down below. Tell me what you think would happen if Mandalore joined the Republic, or if you just agree with what I said. I'm trying to do different things. I don't want to always just talk about Anakin, but I have a bunch more theories coming up about Anakin that I'm excited about. One involves Mace Windu, and the other one involves Aayla Secura. So please stay tuned for those. As always, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Spread the love, and always remember, may the Force be with you.